hide your kids, lock the doors. You're listening to HR's most dangerous podcast. Chad Sowash and Joel Cheeseman are here to punch the recruiting industry right where it hurts. Complete with breaking news, brash opinion, and loads of snark. Buckle up, boys and girls. It's time for the Chad and Cheese Podcast.
Oh, yeah, because what happens in the red light district stays in the red light district. Hey, kids, you're listening to the Chad and Cheese Podcast. I'm your co-host, Joel Van Gogh Cheeseman.
This is Chad. Who gave me that fucking Jaeger bomb? So wash.
And on this week's show, LinkedIn plays games, self-checkout is fading, and who'd you rather? Let's do this.
Hospitality is the heart of our society. It brings people together to share great food, drinks, and experiences. But successfully managing a restaurant or hotel is no easy feat. That's where Harry comes in. Harry is the frontline employee experience platform that helps you build, manage, and engage great teams. With Harry, managers can easily find and hire top talent, manage timekeeping, and communicate with employees at any time from any place. Candidates and team members can quickly and efficiently apply for jobs, swap shifts, and access important information entirely from their mobile devices. And Harry's robust employee engagement tools make team members feel more connected than ever. With Harry, as an owner or operator, you get a bird's eye view of your business, from turnover cost, labor cost, employee sentiment, compliance risk, and team performance. Run your business better by understanding the power of your people. Because when your team is the heart of your business, Harry is the heartbeat. See how it transforms your business.
Yeah, I texted my wife that I had done a Jaeger bomb, and she said, "What is it, your 21st birthday?"
Yeah, when they came to the table, thanks, Bill Borman.
Yeah,
thanks, Bill Borman. They came to the table, two handfuls of Jaeger bombs. I'm like, what is this shit?
Yeah.
What is going on here? I was just a welcome to Europe from Mr. Borman.
I don't even remember what's in a Jaeger bomb outside of Jaeger. Is it
Yeah.
Bull? Is it Red Bull? Like what?
I think it is.
Okay, Red Bull, and yeah, awesome. Homeboy is not human. He's like the Winston Churchill. Have you ever seen the Winston Churchill daily diet?
Yeah,
it's like
no.
scotch and cigars all day, and he lived
yeah.
to 90. That's Bill Borman.
Yeah, except Borman doesn't do cigars. He just doubles up on the scotch.
Yeah, and the no sleep thing. I think Churchill got some sleep while he was busy fighting the Nazis.
But I mean, Borman's only like 30 years old, so I mean, it's taking a toll. It's taking a toll.
Yeah, he's not quite 90 yet. He only looks it.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
I also love Lieven van Evenhausen and Rika Kopens isn't too bad either. My God, we had a blast yesterday.
What a great show. So yeah, we failed to mention that we're recording from Amsterdam. We're at the Recruitment Congress, which is usually in Belgium, but they put it in Amsterdam this year. What a great conference. What a hidden gem that most of the people in the States have no idea, or in Europe, because it's
the Musikgebouw.
Yeah, it's this, multi-billion-dollar company, Bain Capital. They're growing this Congress. It could be it could be an up-and-coming thing that becomes mainstream for everybody, a la Wreckfest and Unleash. But great conference, and I love how they utilize us.
Yeah,
they put us in the balcony, a la old Muppet guys. And so many conferences, you get a presentation. And they does anyone have a question in the audience? And it's this awkward sort of moment where who's going to ask the question? What's it going to be? You got to run the microphone to the person that raises their hand.
It's just awkward.
Yeah. So with this setup, the presentation goes. They know they're going to get Q&A. They sit down on the couch. We hit them with a little banter, little questions, and I think it runs much more smoothly. I think more conferences should have journalists, podcasters, bloggers, whatever, there to ask questions right after their session. I think it's great.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and I am ready, just about ready, to wrap up this whirlwind tour. Julie and I went to Vegas, and that's when we left the house. Then we spent a couple of days in Houston doing visa stuff for Portugal, and then we came straight here from Houston. Yep. So it's been a whirlwind trip. It's been a blast. The Europeans are amazing. They always make it fun, and they always want to show you around. Yep. Hope I get to see everybody. If I don't, I'm sorry. I'll see you next time.
It's so laid back and chill here. I love it.
Yeah.
So you're here for a few more days. You leave what, Saturday?
Yeah, leaving Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. So I'm headed out. I've never been to Germany. So I said I'm
Nice.
just going to take a few days. Going to go to Dusseldorf, where Bill Borman is going to be. I'm going to try to avoid him as much as possible. He's got a little vonk thing there. Apparently, I'm doubling down on my penicillin so I don't catch the vonk while I'm in Dusseldorf.
Good call.
And then I'm headed to, we call it Cologne, but apparently it's Cologne or Cologne.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll be there for a couple days, flying out of there, coming back Saturday, and then we get a good month or so off of travel. So recovery time.
It is weird how Americans try to Americafy all the, and maybe it's not just us, maybe it's the rest of the English speaking world, but yeah, the way that you spell Cologne is K-O-L, the O has an umlaut, K-O-L-N, right? So Cologne. But we call it Cologne. So
it's probably like Cologne. Cologne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is an abbreviated show. We're both pretty hungover, which if you're watching on YouTube, you can figure that out. If
lucky
not,
bastards.
it's definitely in Chad's voice. I think my voice might be a little better this morning, but we'll get back to the birthdays, but we cannot fail to mention that if you like free stuff, go to chadcheese.com, click the free link. We're getting new T-shirts printed up, so those will be going out shortly. We got bourbon selection from Tex Kernel, free beer from Aspen Tech Labs, and if it's your birthday month, you might just win
rum
from
Plum.
And if I can find the soundbite that everybody loves, we can maybe at least give people some of that.
Oh, there you go.
Can you feel the tension
I need that
in the air right now?
Ooh,
I know I can. I can feel it all the way down in my plum.
I could feel a little KBOO in my plums last night. If you haven't enjoyed some KBOO, kids, that's right.
There it
Euro
is.
sensation.
Oh yeah,
KBOO. All right,
if you're in our socials, you've probably seen the KBOO.
That's
also
enough of that this morning. Yeah, that's enough of that.
want to thank here Jan, who was here. We got to see him, and then also got to see Gerard from Tex Kernel T-shirt that you're wearing if you're watching on YouTube. So
I didn't see Gerard. I didn't get my Gerard time. I'm very upset about that. So yeah, I got the Tex.
I think he was ducking in, trying to duck you.
He's a busy guy. I get it.
Yes.
I get it. He's a busy guy, just like the news from this week.
Topics.
All right, little LinkedIn goodness. Reports say LinkedIn is venturing into gaming with puzzle-based experiences like Queens and Inference. Why do this, you ask? Well, they're apparently aiming to increase user engagement and deepen connections, expanding beyond its traditional professional focus. Chad, is LinkedIn just playing games here, or are they really serious this time?
It's so bad. Yeah, I get the whole sticky part, but this to me doesn't make any sense. And this is not going to. How's it going to deepen connections? I mean, I can see that maybe play Wordle
like a Kenny Powers dialogue monologue.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Not to mention you're talking about professional network, which on the professional side of the house, you want to stay with productivity, and productivity and games don't kind of go together. So instead of doing my jobs, my job or my project, I'm on LinkedIn playing a crossword puzzle or some stupid shit. Who knows what kind of fucked up games LinkedIn's going to play. But I can't say it enough. LinkedIn needs to revitalize the platform itself. It needs to stop adding stupid shit on it. They've had the videos and the Instagram and the podcast and all these things that just kind of like were thrown there. And they haven't gotten any traction, right? I mean, you could say they've been utter failures while the infrastructure that is LinkedIn is decades old. So I don't understand why they're spending so much time with these stupid little projects when they have a big issue. When the Titanic is sinking, you don't rearrange the deck chairs, okay?
Mm-hmm. I like that.
60% of the time, it works every time.
So when I first read this headline, I thought, oh, they're introducing some sort of like Tradeify, Pymetrics, visual assessment gaming thing. No, this is like chess or checkers on LinkedIn, which is I just don't get it. Maybe it's a 20% extra time thing, but they would be much more served if they were creating some sort of visual assessment that people could take as part of their LinkedIn experience. So that was kind of a bummer. Look,
Yeah.
I agree with you. They need to focus on the blocking and tackling. Their job search sucks. We've talked about that pretty extensively. Stability of the platform, all that stuff can be improved. For sure, why they're wasting time and resources on games is kind of ridiculous. I mean, just open up an app store and have people develop games like Facebook if you're going to do that, which
Right.
actually would be kind of interesting if LinkedIn opened up an app store. And you mentioned the video. Like, I actually think they may have bailed on video too quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Just from
Too
our
early.
video experience, the shorts that we put out are very popular.
Yeah.
I mean, they had shorts. Maybe they could have put it within the feed as opposed to like just up at top. I mean, there are ways to increase engagement that video brings that they just scrapped. And I think that would be a much better idea to bring back stories, just do it better. Learn from what TikTok and Reels has done to get more engagement. But yeah, I don't get the games. I think it's just really, really stupid. It was kind of seen in the wild. Maybe it's a experiment that got loose. It shouldn't have. But if LinkedIn becomes this games platform, like it could be a jump the shark moment. I don't know.
Well, I think what you're seeing is it's an advertising play, and they need people to stay on the platform longer to click on more shit, to at least see more shit, right? So you get the impressions that are playing through.
Yeah.
They're trying. It feels like they're trying their damnedest to be an advertising platform, right, with a bunch of professionals on it.
Fix the videos.
Yeah.
Fix the shorts.
Yeah.
Fix the shorts.
You could do some things. You could do some really amazing things with videos I mean, there are connectivity opportunities within LinkedIn. There always have been, right?
And that's where ads are going. That's everyone's creating TikTok ads, Reels. Yeah. Dude, I don't get it.
The LinkedIn lives, I mean, people do them, but a lot of them don't really get the traction, but still they're using it. I think they could amp that up. They could use more of that. They could actually do like Riverside does.
Yeah.
We go into Riverside after it. We're done. We click magic clips and it creates like 20 different snippet videos of our podcast. It's easy, or an Opus clip or something like that. They could do something like that. You would have your LinkedIn Live, and boom, you could turn shorts into. I mean, it could be a content generating machine, but they're doing stupid shit like playing chess. But again, if they were doing something, I mean, I don't want to talk about the popping the balloon of Pymetrics, which I think is the stupidest fucking games we've ever seen. And they say this measures your risk tolerance. No, it doesn't. You're fucking stupid, right? Yeah. We even heard Hilke Shellman, who spoke this week, who wrote the book called Algorithm. She was on the show a few months back. Even talking about how stupid that shit is, right? If there was something that could be used, chess, I mean, there are all these different things, rankings and whatnot, that would help understand, maybe mental fitness or something of that nature. That might make sense, but I still think it's outside of the TAM of LinkedIn.
Fix video. And by the way, Microsoft owns Teams, which is a video platform. Like, it can't be that hard to integrate some video shit. Partner, I don't get it. Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
I need another glass of water, and we'll talk a little. Who'd you rather? right, Chad. It's time to play a little game that we like to call Who'd You Rather? If you haven't heard us play this one before, we talk about two startups that have gotten funding, and Chad and I decide who'd you rather.
Ay, papi.
All right, let's play. Here we go. In corner number one, we got Milan's Talentware, founded by Bain alumni. They've secured 800,000 euros for their AI-driven SaaS platform, which aids companies in talent management, development, and retention through personalized, skills-based approaches. Funding aims to enhance team and foster growth. That is Talentware. Next up, we have Nova, a freelancer hub. They've secured $1.75 million in seed funding. The startup aims to empower creative freelancers and bring gaps in talent management. The app facilitates connections, job postings, and career growth. So that gives us Talentware and Nova. Chad, who'd you rather?
Oh, this is a hard one. I'm gonna let you go first. Either one of these guys, right? At 2 a.m., I'm not sure which one I walk home with. So I'm gonna let you go first. I'm still thinking in my clouded brain, Jaeger brain this morning on this.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stay consistent with Talentware. These sort of secondary players that look at bigger companies that have a lot more money, a lot more brand awareness, a lot more resources, the Lattices, the Deals, the Gloats, the list goes on and on, Bob. Look, talent management software is a very competitive space, and you can say like, well, they've proven the model. It's an in-demand product, but I just think when you bring a squirt gun to a gunfight, it's not going to end very well for you. My prediction is within 24 months, these guys will probably fold up or sell to a bigger fish. Nova, I originally thought, well, this is kind of like Communo, which has a head start. Maybe, so I've never quite understood why Communo hasn't taken off more than it has. They had a great start helping with some directors, video production. But this thing is really interesting in the organic nature of it. So in less than a year, they've started as a private Instagram page, sharing job postings for freelancers. They've grown to over 19,000 followers, and they filled over 8,000 jobs, and say that they've helped book nearly $10 million in work. They've got investors from Spotify, Tesla, and Burberry. It feels kind of like Craigslist, where they just kind of threw up something and the community embraced it, and they've run with it. So for me, like what I think the better business might be the talent management, I think it's way too competitive for what Talentware is doing. So for me, Nova is a supernova, my friend, and that is what I'd rather.
Bad. Oh, okay. Okay, so I thought Nova was interesting, especially spinning out of Instagram, an Instagram account. Yep. I mean, that's just, you don't hear that much, right? No. Well, this worked on Instagram. Let's go ahead and create a whole, which is, I mean, it's a great way to at least start to see if an idea gains traction. And they found traction, right? They did find traction. On the Talentware side of the house, you're right. Not to mention they're in Milan, right? So they're in Italy, which means more than likely they are going to try to take this to Europe as a whole. Italy's not a great market to try to start in. Yep. There's not a lot of cash in Italy compared to trying to start in Germany or France or the UK, right? Yep. But then again, you have all the issues of languages and culture. And for me, again, for us learning a lot of this over the last, few years here in Europe and working with a lot of European organizations, to me, with something like you said, that is so competitive, number one. Number two, the TAM is so big. Number three, it's in Europe. I mean, how much more complex can you fucking get? Yeah. They do have cash. They do have backers. They smart dudes. But I think Nova has proven itself. It is a very small TAM, by the way. But I think they can grow out of that. I think there's a there, right? Yeah. And when we're talking about Communo, I think one of the hardest things is, the guys, we know the guys over at Communal, love those guys. They know the people in the industry. The only problem is they don't know the recruiting in the gig industry, right? Yeah. That's where a lot of companies fall down, just because the industry that you're going into doesn't mean that you can recruit into that industry. You can gig into that industry. You can create technology that is sticky, LinkedIn, in that industry, right? So, I'm gonna go with the little, very small, although I think powerful, Nova.
All right, that's 2 for Nova, everybody. And that closes another round of Who'd You Rather. We're going to take a quick break. Remember, folks, listen to the ads. There is no show without sponsors. When we get back, we'll talk a little self-service, and it may not be what you're thinking of.
LinkUp is the leading provider of deep, accurate, and actionable labor market data. Unique in that we only get job listings from the one source of truth, the employer's website. By going to the source, we avoid all the duplicate and expired job listings that plague job boards and thereby other job data sets. Our data offers the clearest window into employers of all types and sizes throughout the world for an ever-growing number of use cases and applications.
All right, Chad, is this the end of self-serve checkout? Big retailers like Dollar General, Target, and Walmart are scaling back on self-checkout due to theft concerns and customer experience issues. Dollar General is removing self-checkouts from some stores and limiting purchases in others. Target implements express self-checkout with a limited number of items, and Walmart is toying with Walmart Plus members only getting self-checkout. Is this the end, and is full service back in, Chad? Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, we're in Amsterdam right now, so there's no such thing as self-service. You've got full service at the red light district. All you got to do is go window shopping, and there's full service right there. Yes. This to me, and I hate to take a dark turn here, but this is what happens when the poverty line starts moving up. People start stealing shit, right? This isn't people aren't doing this. We're not seeing the rise in crime and stealing shit because they want the high quality Target jeans or clothes or what have you. It's because they need the food. I mean, it's one of those things, and they see gaps in security, so therefore they take it, right? So these are, they also called back to the article in around the pandemic, saying that the pandemic, it was great through the pandemic because they didn't have to have people, and obviously you had space and so on and so forth, but they were doing self-checkout way before the fucking pandemic, right?
Yep.
So I think we're seeing something happen here that people are trying to they're trying to associate to something that it's not. I think this is a poverty issue. I think that wages haven't climbed fast enough, right? Yes, wages are getting better, but they haven't climbed fast enough, and they're definitely not climbing as fast as the fucking CEO pay that's out there. So we start seeing this kind of like spiral into the poverty. When the poverty line raises, we see these things happen. So it's unfortunate. It really is, because I think this is a societal problem. And when you're talking about some of these locations like San Francisco is a expensive fucking place to live, right? I mean, it just is. And don't just think this is happening on the coast. This is happening everywhere.
That escalated quickly.
Sorry.
So I'll try to stay away from the politics of this. The other side of that argument would be that crime punishment has declined. Anything under $1,000, you can just walk out of the store and not get prosecuted. So is it the left argument or right? The fact is, it's happening. Earnings call after earnings call is like, we're feeling this pain. There's shrinkage.
If people are hungry. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, but it's happening. What's ironic to me is, we're going to employ more people because of this. Yeah, we're going to employ more people checking people out as a result of whether it's crime, poverty, whatever. And I guess that's a good thing. Not to sound elitist, I've never stepped into a Dollar General. but my impression is that they are not the best places in the world to shop. They're eliminating self-checkout altogether. So that means a lot more people employed by Dollar General, for better or worse. Target, and I've shopped at Target.
Yeah.
And people bring the cart to self-checkout, and it is like a snake line.
It's ridiculous.
It's waiting, and it's almost you're almost incentivized to go to the full service because there's nobody in line. So I mean, Target, it feels just more like, yes, whether it's theft, I don't think there's as much poverty at Target or people that are desperate. It's just assholes who want to check out 48 items in the self-checkout. So good for them for saying, like, look, it's 10 items, which has probably always been 10 items. People just ignore it. The Walmart's a little odd to me. I know they want to be Amazon. I know they want these Prime members, these Walmart Plus members, and it's kind of a nice little incentive. They probably have an issue there as well with people loading up the cart and trying to get out. So ultimately, this means more jobs. It probably means a better shopping experience, at least for me at Target, and all the moms, the soccer moms that are there, getting their fragrances and their Dockers. Yeah, I got nothing else but that. And I'm sorry, folks. I usually have a witty way to end the show. I'm hungover and I don't have one. I'm sorry, Chad. You got anything funny? You got anything funny to end the show? I guess we could just end in some KBOO. That might be.
Oh, KBOO would be
KBOO?
great.
All right. You're welcome, world.
You're welcome.
No witty ending.
This is Europe, baby.
Just some KBOO.
I gotta say, coming out of a lunch break straight into KBOO was freaking awesome. I mean, and for those who weren't at the Congress, it was hilarious. Everybody gets back in after lunch. We're all, you get kind of like the cloudy brain because all the blood in your head is in your stomach, right? So you can't think. Well, they wheel out KBOO, and it just like amps the whole crowd up, and that gets the whole the whole afternoon, sets the tone for the afternoon. So I think, at least leaving, if you're listening, KBOO should be a staple. Guy should get in his van from Finland and drive all those Korg keyboards to wherever they're having the e-recruitment Congress every year.
Some of the most European shit I've ever seen. I was waiting for AHA and the Sprockets guys to come out and start.
Touch
jamming.
My Monkey.
Oh my
Touch
God.
My
Did
Monkey.
we just do a weekly show in less than 30 minutes? That's
yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll see you next week, everybody. We out.
We out.
Thank you for listening to, what's it called? A podcast. The Chad. The Cheese. Brilliant. They talk about recruiting. They talk about technology. But most of all, they talk about nothing. Just a lot of shout-outs of people you don't even know. And yet you're listening. It's incredible. And not one word about cheese. Not one. Cheddar. Blue. Nacho, pepper jack, Swiss. So many cheeses and not one word. So weird. Anywho, be sure to subscribe today on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. That way you won't miss an episode. And while you're at it, visit www.chadcheese.com. Just don't expect to find any recipes for grilled cheese. It's so weird. We out!